This slideshow is supposed to help you clarify what's coming up and what you need to be thinking about as we move into the next phase of the course. So I want to tell you about some assignments and some general expectations. A lot of the assignments have stayed the same, and some of them have just changed a little bit for digital accessibility. So discussion leadership, as you know, I canceled the third round of discussion leadership, but the second round we're doing digitally. So with your groups, please continue to prepare slides by 9 p.m. the day before your group is slotted to present. Presentation days have changed a little bit, so please look at the calendar to see what day you need to move on to. So when it is your turn to be a discussion leader, I'm asking you to attend my digital office hour, which you have access to through your Google Calendar. You can click Google Meet and join using your web browser or an app or on a phone call. So join me on those meetings. You only need to come to the meeting that you're a discussion leader on, but you are welcome to attend any other meeting that you want to connect with your classmates. The civic engagement essay I've received a number of emails about, so, sorry, my dog's licking my arm. So I know a lot of you are a little bit worried about these. They're not a lot to worry about. We got a snoot. So at this point, what I'd like you to do is focus on defining a concept and applying the concept in some way that's meaningful to you and the way that you've been spending your time over the last 7 weeks or so. So pick a concept from class. I'd recommend picking one from the Crutz readings. Those are pretty straightforward. Use a small quotation from the reading with an in-text citation and a page number, and then redefine it in your own words so that we know exactly what you're talking about and how you're making this concept useful for you. Then spend a couple paragraphs reflecting on how you think you're seeing evidence of that concept in the world around you. If you need an extension, please ask for it. Something else to note is that Exam 2 has been replaced by 5 quizzes. Okay, Exam 2 has been replaced by 5 quizzes. The quizzes will happen every 2 or 3 readings. The quizzes are going to happen on Moodle and they're timed. So once you start the quiz, you have 1 hour to complete the quiz. The quizzes are going to be open from 8:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. on the scheduled days. I know some of you are in different time zones, or you may not have regular access to the right equipment that you need. So if that's you, please let me know and we'll find another way for you to get credit for doing something like the quiz and hopefully still the quizzes. I'm canceling one of our documentary screenings, but we're still going, there's Tombo, we're still going to have, hi buddy, how's it going? We're still watching one documentary. If you have access to Netflix on your own, you're welcome to watch MIT on your own schedule close to May 1st. If you don't have access to it on your own, then I'm going to host a Netflix party and people can join. People can join me in watching MIT. There's going to be a viewing guide. If you can't access the Netflix party or use someone's Netflix subscription or trial subscription, then please email me and we'll find another way for you to complete the viewing guide. Homework 3 is the same as it ever was. I'm just asking you to think about how music is political in 150 to 200 words. This is pretty low stakes and it's due on May 6th. The candidate dossiers are pretty much the same as they ever were, except instead of presenting in person, you'll be presenting digitally with the other groups who share your presentation day. All groups' candidate dossiers are slideshows where you diagnose one presidential hopeful's rhetorical profile. The assignment guidelines are forthcoming. So you and your teammates will organize this together, put a slideshow together, just like you've been doing with discussion leadership. And then on May 13th, if your team awesome, brilliant, charismatic, or delightful, I can't remember what I named Team D, one of the first 4 groups, you go on May 13th. If you're in the last 3 groups, you go on May 15th, but everyone's files are due at the same time. Comparison papers haven't changed at all. So these are the original final week final paper that I had assigned, in which you compare two presidential hopefuls and how they've had very different rhetorical approaches to winning the general election in November. If it still even is in November, who knows anymore? So these should be 4 to 6 pages, tight, analytical work, original work, your own thinking. I anticipate that folks will be a little inspired by what they did with their group members, but you're not going to be copy and pasting anything. Okay, so those are the assignments. Those are how they've changed, just a little quick overview. And here's some general comments. The first one is to check your email. Well, I'm sorry. The first one is to check your email and review everything we've got on Moodle. There's a lot of information on Moodle, and I put it there so that it can help you. There will be future slides, videos, and so on, so you can check those out. The second piece of advice I have is to do the readings, look at the lecture slides, look at the videos, look at the outlines, do whatever you need to do to feel like you're still getting something out of the course. Do this in part in preparation for the quizzes. Take good notes that are easy to use so that you can get through the quizzes using them. Of course, it's fine if you use your own notes on the quizzes, but please don't share documents with anyone else. So complete everything on time. Give me a heads up if you can't complete it on time. And then I'm expecting to see your beautiful face 2 times before the end of the semester. Once on the day your group is supposed to be discussion leader, and the second time on the day your group is doing its candidate dossier presentation on May 13th or May 15th. This is a weird time for all of us. As you can tell, I've got my new teaching assistant who's not very helpful at all. And distance learning is a new experiment. I know that a lot of us have obstacles to getting our jobs done, and they're not as funny as a dog sitting on your lap. So I know that you might have low access to the equipment that you need, low access to Wi-Fi, no access to a computer. You might be responsible for taking care of siblings or a parent or a relative or a loved one. You might get sick. I might get sick. You might be in a faraway time zone, and you might have other responsibilities. If I am sharing information in a way that makes it hard for you to get it, please tell me. I will mail stuff to you. Like, I want you to be part of the class. So let me know how to keep you included. And remember, if you need help, just ask for it. Just like Tombo asks for really whatever he wants. So I miss y'all. Take care. And we're signing off.